What if someone walked into a bank, took everyone hostage, made the police dance to their tune, and then walked out without stealing a single dollar? Sounds impossible, right? Well, that's exactly what happens in Inside Man, a 2006 crime thriller directed by Spike Lee. And trust me, by the time you reach the end, your jaw will be on the floor. The film opens with a man sitting alone in a small, dark room, talking directly to us. His name is Dalton Russell. He speaks calmly and confidently, like a man who has already won. He tells us straight up, he pulled off a perfect bank robbery. He got everything he came for, and nobody caught him. He even admits he's locked up somewhere, but says it's not exactly a prison. So, where is he? And what exactly did he steal if he didn't take any money? That mystery is the heart of this entire film. Cut to a busy Manhattan morning. A white van moves through the city streets. Inside are Dalton and 4 of his crew members, all wearing painter's overalls. They look completely normal, just a bunch of workers heading to a job. Nobody gives them a second glance. That invisibility is exactly the point. The van pulls up right in front of Manhattan Trust Bank. Inside the bank, it's a regular Wednesday. Tellers are counting cash. Customers are waiting in line. Security guards are doing their rounds. Nothing unusual, nothing alarming. Then Dalton and his team walk in. Within seconds, the whole mood changes. They pull on white masks and sunglasses, making it impossible to tell who's who. Dalton flips on infrared lights, invisible to the naked eye, but powerful enough to blind the CCTV cameras completely. Then come the smoke grenades. The lobby fills with thick smoke. Chaos takes over, and before anyone can react, the robbers have their guns out. Everyone, guards, tellers, customers, is ordered face down on the floor. No one dares to argue. The doors are locked from the inside. In less than a few minutes, the bank belongs to Dalton Russell. Outside, the NYPD floods the street. But this isn't your typical hostage situation, and everyone can sense it. Enter Detective Keith Frazier, sharp, experienced, and a little bit desperate. Frazier is great at his job, but he's under a cloud. Someone has accused him of pocketing $500,000, and his career is hanging by a thread. He needs a big win. This might be it. The situation was initially being handled by Captain Darius of the Emergency Response Unit, a guy whose idea of negotiation is kicking the door down and shooting first. Frazier pushes him aside and takes over. He knows that rushing in with guns blazing will only get hostages killed. He needs to be patient, smart, and one step ahead. The problem is, Dalton is already 5 steps ahead. Dalton doesn't waste a second. He rounds up all the hostages and confiscates their phones. Most people hand them over quietly, but the bank manager, Peter Hammond, claims he left his phone at home. Dalton doesn't buy it. He scrolls through someone else's contacts, dials Peter's number, and sure enough, a phone rings from behind a closed door. Peter's face goes pale. He starts begging. Dalton drags him into a back room and makes an example of him. The screams travel through the building, and every single hostage gets the message. Do not lie, do not resist. Then comes Dalton's masterstroke. He orders all the hostages to strip down and put on identical painter suits and white masks, just like the robbers. Now, inside that bank, everyone looks the same. Robbers, innocent people, bank workers, impossible to tell apart. If the police ever stormed the place, they'd have no idea who to shoot and who to protect. Meanwhile, Dalton's crew starts quietly chipping away at the storage room floor, digging what looks like a tunnel. It seems like they're planning an underground escape. The police outside are watching, trying to make sense of it all, and coming up short. High above the city, in a sleek glass office, an old man named Arthur Case is watching the news. Arthur is the founder and owner of Manhattan Trust Bank. He's wealthy, respected, and on the surface, perfectly calm. When his assistant tells him about the robbery, he barely blinks. Money can be replaced. But then his assistant tells him which branch. The Wall Street branch. The one on the corner of Wall Street and Broadway. Arthur's face changes completely. The color drains away. His voice starts to shake. He asks again, just to be sure. Yes, that branch. And suddenly, Arthur Case is very, very afraid. Something is inside that bank that has nothing to do with money, and Arthur knows it. Arthur makes a phone call. He reaches out to a woman named Madeline White, New York's most powerful fixer. She's not a cop, not a lawyer, not a politician, but she has connections to all of them. Need something done quietly and quickly? Call Madeline. She can make things happen or make things disappear. Arthur explains the situation. Deep inside the bank's vault, there's a safe deposit box, number 392. He tells Madeline it contains family heirlooms and asks her to go in there, talk to the robbers, and walk out with that box. Whatever it takes, he'll pay anything. Madeline is sharp. She immediately senses that whatever is in that box is worth far more than Arthur is letting on. She takes the job anyway. Back at the scene, Frazier is working every angle he can think of. When the robbers send out a note asking for food for 50 people, Frazier sees an opportunity. He orders pizza and hides tiny listening devices inside the boxes. Clever, right? The pizza goes in. Frazier and his team put on headphones and wait. A few moments later, voices start coming through. Frazier leans in, and then the confusion sets in. The language coming through the speakers is something nobody in the command center recognizes. They take the audio recording outside and play it to the crowd, asking if anyone can help. A woman raises her hand. She knows the language. It's Albanian. But here's the twist. She starts laughing. She tells Frazier that the voice he's hearing is Enver Hoxha, the late Albanian dictator who died decades ago. Someone inside the bank found the hidden microphones and, instead of destroying them, used them to feed the police a loop of old political propaganda. Frazier goes quiet. He realizes something in that moment that truly unsettles him. These aren't regular criminals working on instinct. They know every trick the police use, and they're already prepared for each one. This is a different kind of enemy. Madeline arrives on the scene with the mayor of New York in tow. She introduces herself to Frazier and offers to help negotiate. Frazier isn't interested. The last thing he needs is a civilian with political connections meddling in his crime scene. But Madeline isn't the type to take no for an answer. She quietly pulls Frazier aside and mentions the one thing he's been trying to forget, the theft accusation. She tells him she can make that whole mess go away. She can even get him a promotion. All she needs is 5 minutes inside the bank. Frazier hesitates, but ultimately agrees. Frazier kills the power to the bank for 10 minutes so cameras can't catch Madeline going in. Inside, it's dark and tense. She's searched by one of Dalton's men and then brought to the man himself. Madeline tries everything. She tells Dalton he has no way out, but promises she can reduce his sentence if he cooperates. She says all she needs is 2 minutes in the vault, box 392, and then she'll leave him alone. Dalton smiles at her. Box number 392, he says. I already opened it. Madeline freezes. Dalton tells her what he found. Inside the box were diamonds worth millions and a sealed envelope stuffed with documents. And those documents tell a very ugly story. Arthur Case, the respected banker, the generous philanthropist, the man the city has celebrated for decades, built his entire fortune on betrayal. During World War II, when the Nazis were hunting down Jewish families, Arthur helped them. He told the Nazis where people were hiding. He even arranged for one of his own close friends, a Jewish banker, to be turned over. In exchange, Arthur received stolen wealth, diamonds stripped from Jewish families who were then sent to their deaths. He used that blood money to start his bank. The documents in that envelope could expose all of it. They are the proof, and Dalton has had them all along. That's why he came to this specific bank. This was never about cash. It was about those diamonds and that envelope. He tells Madeline clearly he can't be bribed. The documents are his insurance policy, his guarantee that he walks out of this safely. Madeline has no choice but to leave empty-handed. While all this plays out, Frazier is outside trying to buy more time. Dalton calls and gives him a choice. Answer a riddle correctly, and the police get more time before the deadline. Get it wrong, and someone dies. The riddle goes like this. Do the trains passing through Grand Central Station in a year weigh more? Or do the trees cut down to print US currency weigh more? The entire command center goes into a panic, scribbling calculations, arguing out loud. Then Frazier's partner, Mitchell, quietly figures it out. He explains, Grand Central Station is actually a post office. Trains don't run from there. They run from Grand Central Terminal. So the weight of trains? 0. And US currency isn't made from wood pulp or tree paper. It's made from cotton and linen. So no trees are cut down. That weight is also 0. Both answers are 0. They weigh exactly the same. Frazier gets on the phone. 0, he says. Dalton hangs up. The clock keeps ticking. Frazier eventually talks his way inside the bank for a welfare check on the hostages. What he sees stops him cold. Every single person inside, robbers and victims alike, is dressed in identical painter's suits with matching masks. Row upon row of identical figures, some trembling, some crying, completely indistinguishable. He sees Dalton's crew members scattered among the group, pretending to sob and shake, just like the real victims. It's seamless. On the way out, Frazier makes a sudden move. He grabs at Dalton's mask, trying to rip it off and get a good look at his face. Dalton's men tackle Frazier and shove him out the door. Dalton doesn't forget the insult. He walks up to a security camera and shoots a hostage right in front of it. The media catches it live. Blood, screaming, chaos. The city goes into shock. Frazier is pulled from the case immediately. Darius takes over, and Darius starts putting together a tactical assault team. Standing off to the side, feeling defeated, Frazier's mind drifts back to the very beginning, to the wooden box the robbers first sent out with their demands written inside. Why use a box? Why not just a note? He rushes to the evidence room and breaks the box open. Inside, hidden in the lining, is a tiny transmitter. The robbers had been listening to the police the entire time. Every strategy session, every whispered plan, every tactical briefing. Dalton heard all of it. He knew about the pizza bugs before the pizza even arrived. And now he knows everything about Darius's assault plan too. Frazier yells at Darius to stand down, but Darius is already moving. Explosions blow the bank doors open. Smoke pours out. And then, screaming and stumbling, the hostages come flooding out. Dozens of people in identical white masks and painter's suits. All of them panicking. All of them looking exactly the same. The police are completely overwhelmed. They tackle everyone, zip tie everyone, push everyone to the ground. Frazier scans the faces as they're unmasked. He recognizes some of Dalton's crew members. But here's the thing. He saw those same people acting as hostages inside the bank, so he lets them go. The SWAT team sweeps the bank room by room. Empty. No robbers. No Dalton. The vault is untouched. Every dollar is still there. The weapons the robbers used? Plastic toy guns. The blood from the man who was shot? Fake. He's alive and fine. Everything was staged. Everything. Even the tunnel they were digging in the storage room turns out to be nothing suspicious. Frazier interrogates every hostage, one by one. But Dalton's crew members blend in perfectly. They answer questions calmly, cry convincingly, and walk away without anyone suspecting a thing. Here's the big reveal. Dalton never left the bank. While everyone else was rushing out during the chaos, Dalton slipped into a secret compartment he had built inside the storage room, just large enough to hide in. He had stocked it with food, water, and everything he needed to wait comfortably. He stayed in there for days, completely still, completely silent, while the police combed the building. Once the investigation died down and the bank reopened, Dalton simply got dressed in regular civilian clothes, walked out the front door, and strolled right past Frazier, who was standing just a few feet away. Frazier didn't recognize him. How could he? He had never seen Dalton's real face. A car was waiting. His crew was inside. They drove away. Arthur Case tries to have the case closed. He uses his connections, his influence, his money. He tells himself it's over. Dalton is gone. The box is gone, and nobody has exposed him. But Frazier isn't done. He starts digging into the bank's history and discovers that safe deposit box 392 has been quietly scrubbed from the official vault records. That's the kind of detail that only happens when someone powerful wants something forgotten. He gets the box opened, and inside, he finds something Dalton left behind deliberately. A ring. It's enough. Frazier follows the trail all the way back to Arthur Case. The old man's carefully hidden past starts coming apart at the seams. Arthur Case, celebrated citizen, distinguished banker, is finally called to account for what he did during World War II. And Dalton? He's long gone, sitting comfortably somewhere with stolen diamonds that never appeared on any ledger, from a safe deposit box that never officially existed, belonging to a man whose crimes were buried for decades. The perfect robbery, no cash taken, nobody caught, and a monster exposed. Inside Man is one of those films that rewards you twice, once when you watch it, and again when you rewatch it knowing the ending. It's not just a heist movie, it's a story about justice, buried secrets, and one man's very clever way of making sure evil doesn't go unpunished. Denzel Washington, Clive Owen, and Jodie Foster all bring their A-game, and Spike Lee holds it all together with style. Highly recommend it. If you enjoyed this recap, hit that like button and subscribe for more movie breakdowns just like this one. See you in the next one.